Dianne Feinstein shed the mortal coil, and I pray that God will have mercy on her soul and that she can rest in peace. But aside from that, the vultures are swirling around that seat. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug Tenaple. Let's get to the news.
There is already, a jump ball on who may succeed Senator Feinstein. You have at least 3 House lawmakers already in a competitive contest.
Her body hasn't even cooled yet, and they're already coming in, man. Nature abhors a vacuum. And the power vacuum in California is huge. With an election coming up, this is going to be a giant fight for her seat. You see, the Senate is going to be in session this weekend as they try to avoid a government shutdown, which we're all for. So with the Senate, they lose Dianne Feinstein as a vote. They have a filibuster-proof amount of vote right now. But it's really this 3-way race for Dianne Feinstein's seat because she already announced her retirement, so it's going to open it up. Adam Schiff is running for it. A lady named Porter is running for it. And Barbara Lee is running for it. And Barbara Lee is the one raising a stink. So first, this is Rep. Barbara Lee, just so you know what I'm talking about. She's 77 years old, and she's going to run against Adam Schiff for Dianne Feinstein's open seat. But now Gavin Newsom has to make an appointment, and he's in trouble. He's either going to screw over Barbara Lee, a black woman, or he's going to screw over Adam Schiff, who's Nancy Pelosi's boy.
Here I am, a senior black woman who's a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. I served as the chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, Barbara Lee. Why aren't you appointing me?
So Barbara Lee has already expressed interest in Dianne Feinstein's seat. This is back before they knew she was going to pass away. They were going to try and appoint someone in her place, and Barbara Lee put her name up. Here's Barbara Lee on Twitter. This is a monumental day of loss, but Senator Feinstein's work continues and her legacy lives on. May she rest in peace. Okay, but wait till you see the brutal comments under it. Here's Linda. Don't pretend you're not celebrating. You've been demanding her seat for months now. Here's Reality Addict. Aren't you happy? This is exactly what you wanted. Now cry about how you're not going to get her job handed to you. Here's Katina. She's for Barbara Lee. Black women shouldn't have to beg the governor to keep his word. When he said we want a seat at the table, we meant it, especially since black women are at the forefront of holding Trump accountable. We should want black women to have a seat at the table, playing the race and sex card. And then finally, here's legit. Don't get all excited. It's not going to be you, Barbara Lee. Now, how do they know it's not going to be Barbara Lee? Well, Gavin Newsom has been on both sides of this issue. He's in big trouble. He's under a lot of pressure right now. Governor Gavin Newsom has ruled out appointing Rep. Barbara Lee to the U.S. Senate should Dianne Feinstein leave before her term is up. This is from a Political article just 2 weeks ago before she died. Quote, this is Gavin Newsom, quote, I don't want to get involved in the primary, unquote. So he doesn't want to favor Barbara Lee by appointing her because when the final election comes around, she'll have an upper hand as an incumbent against Adam Schiff and Porter. And it's obvious Newsom wants Schiff. That primary is just a matter of months away, he said. I don't want to tip the balance of that. He's going to have to tip something. Asked whether he intended to stick by his pledge to appoint a black woman to the seat, Newsom said he did. So now I don't know who the black woman's going to be. Barbara Lee. Quentin had said that he could be Kamala Harris, could be Michelle Obama. But Gavin Newsom said, quote, we hope we never have to make that decision, but I abide by what I've said very publicly on a consistent basis. Yes, he said. Now, he said before Dianne Feinstein died that he would stick by appointing a black woman. Here's the problem. Let's look at the polls. There's Adam Schiff with 20% of California Democrats. There's Katie Porter with 17%. And there's Barbara Lee way down, but to 7 points. She's behind both of them by double digits. And I love anytime the Democrat Party's having trouble, especially when it's Gavin Newsom, especially in California.
Quickness, is this something that's going to come right away so they can vote maybe as early as tomorrow on trying to keep the government open? Or if we get into a government shutdown and some other legislative solution materializes and it's a razor wire vote and they need that vote?
It's a disaster in California. They need the vote. They need that seat filled. So Newsom's in big trouble. Does he go for Barbara Lee? I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. Do the Democrats finally expose themselves as being as just lying to black women? Or do they burn Adam Schiff, Nancy Pelosi's guy, who's the favorite candidate, and give him an incumbent seat? I want to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Thanks for subscribing. I'm Doug in Exile.